Today we're going to be reviewing the kettlebell swing. Ladies and gentlemen, the kettlebell swing is a very, very, very powerful movement when executed properly. When doing the kettlebell swing, we want to think about maximum power output, consistency of movement, okay? Aggressiveness. These are components that are going to make the kettlebell swing crisp, pure. When executing the swing, we really want to take in consideration the effects that it has on the nervous system and how we can train the nervous system to react faster and tell our muscles to tense faster and tense harder. So in the swing review, the components that we're going to go over, they're going to give your position more fluidity, more power, are going to be foot position, knee position, hip position, shoulders, head position, breathing, bracing, and rooting. First of all, foot position. What's so important about our foot position? I don't recommend that you wear shoes when doing kettlebell swings, not even socks. You want to be barefoot. The reason why you want to be barefoot is you have a lot of receptors on the bottom of your feet that when they come in contact with the ground, they activate, okay? So it's very important to be grounded, to be one with the ground. Okay? If you're wearing a shoe that has a high heel or sole, it's no good. You want to get rid of them. Okay? So when assuming the kettlebell swing, our foot position, we want to be in a nice comfortable position in terms of where our toes are pointing. Our feet don't necessarily have to be facing straight on like you're wearing a pair of skis. You can have some play with your toe position. So for me, it's comfortable for me to point my toes outboard slightly. This puts my knee in a comfortable position, and I'm able to get down deep into my hips. Other people, they find if they evert their toes a little bit more, it's more comfortable. So find what works for you, okay? But with your foot position, you want to grip the ground with your toes, okay? This is where rooting comes in. When we talk about rooting with kettlebell training, is you really want to grip the ground with your toes, okay? Become one with the ground. As if, there's no difference between a tree and the way it roots itself, okay? Those roots go down deep into the ground. Same thing with your feet, okay? You really want to root yourself. Okay, find your position in the ground. Knee position. Okay, knees should always track the toes. That comes in with toe position as well. So if my toes, for me, because I naturally stand with my toes pointing outboard, if I point my toes forward like this, okay, my knees don't track my toes. Okay, it looks like I'm bow-legged. But if I point my toes out slightly, my knees track my toes. Okay, everything's in a nice straight line. That's where you want to be, okay? You want your knees to track your toes. That's very important. Okay, hip position. Sitting down and back. Right? The kettlebell swing is all about loading the posterior chain. And the only way that we can load the posterior chain is by driving our hips back and shifting them back and sitting down into position, okay? All right? It's a hinge of the hips, but you're also allowing, okay, your pelvic girdle to really open up. As you come down into that swing position, you should be prying your knees apart slightly, okay? Prying those knees apart, trying to really find that internal space within the pelvic girdle to get down into your swing, okay? This is what's going to give you the maximum power intake to be able to put out, okay? So you want to get down deep into that hip position. That's going to get you into that firing position, okay? Look where I'm at. My hips are loaded, okay? When I'm here, my shoulder is slightly higher than my hip position. That's very important as well. You don't want to round your shoulders. If you round your shoulders at any time, you compromise your lower back, which we don't want to do. So keep a nice big chest the whole time. Shoulders. When we're doing this swing, you want to keep your shoulders nice and packed. Use a little stick figure here. Okay. If the shoulders are not packed, pulled down and back, you're gonna be doing what we call the Superman. Okay. Try a little. You're going to feel like you're flying with the kettlebell, like it's taking you for a ride. You don't want that. You want to pull those shoulders down and back, okay? When you do that, okay, when you pull your shoulders down and back, it activates the lat. When the lat activates, all the intercostals do, your rib muscles, then your serratus, to your obliques, to your rectus abdominis, and all the way down. And it connects the upper and lower body together as one unit, and that's what makes kettlebell training so unique, because we're using so many different muscle groups simultaneously, okay? So, when you pack your shoulders, pull them back. Okay? What that does too is when you're swinging the kettlebell, it controls the arc of the bell. That's very important. the tighter the arc of the bell to your body, the better, okay? The further that arc is out, okay, the more torque you're going to have on that lower back, okay? And you're going to lose that structural integrity of the swing, okay? Head position. When we're doing the swing, you want to stay nice and neutral the whole time. Now, this is going to take a little bit of practice, but you have to get used to two different focal points. So one where you're looking, glancing at the horizon, neck stays in alignment with the rest of your spine, and another one when you come up. I'm nice and tall, okay? I'm looking for a straight line from the top of the head down through the shoulder, through the hip, down the knee to the ankle, okay? One straight line. Should be like a statue when you come up, okay? Leaning back is no good in the swing. If that's happening, you need to really concentrate on flexing those quads, pull those kneecaps up, okay? Really becoming stiff. Think about a nice straight line. Breathing. When doing the swing, guys, breathing is so important, okay? It's all about pressurization. Being able to tense the muscles harder and faster with every single repetition. And this is going to give you maximum power output, okay? When you tense your body on the swing, you're literally, everything's engaged. Everything's locked out, okay? What you're doing is you're sending a signal from your brain, okay, to your muscular system, telling it to activate in a split second, okay? That takes a little bit of skill. It takes practice. It's not going to happen overnight. It's something that you do have to practice. And kettlebell training is practice. That's all it is. Within your practice, you get your workout. That's what's awesome about it, okay? So make sure you're really practicing biomechanical breathing, okay? A good drill to do is put one hand on your chest, one on your stomach. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and then exhale. See how my bottom hand is the only hand that moves, okay? That's what you want to try to create. That's how you know that's how you know when you're breathing with your diaphragm when you start breathing like that. Bracing. So when you come up, it's like you're bracing for a punch. Literally, boom, you're locked out. You're bracing for a punch. You can take a punch at any time. Okay, it's good to practice this throughout the day as an abdominal exercise. Just walk around staying nice and tight, staying engaged, okay? Guarantee it. You do that for 4 weeks, every single day for 4 weeks, you'll start seeing lines. Reading we already went over, okay? So you add these components in the kettlebell swing. Everything from the foot position all the way up to the head position, okay? That's going to be a recipe for success, okay? Hopefully some of this stuff helped you out, okay? You apply it, I promise you'll have a more powerful, explosive kettlebell swing. Hope you enjoyed.